Kalkadosh Boker Or, Shavuot Tov Masechet Avodah Zarah, Daf Nun Gimel Amud Aleph 53. One, we were studying by the Mishnah. The Mishnah says, Keitzad Mevatela. Yeah, how is an Oved Kochavim going to be Mevatela on Avodah Zarah? Katar Rosh Oznaf, he cuts the head of the ear, meaning the lobe of the ear, right? Or Rosh Chotma, right? Or, right, we're talking about the Rosh Chotma, the head of the nose. Rosh Etzbe'ah, right? The Rosh of the Etzba. Yeah, the same thing. Which means that it's not just Imamash, he has to cut, right? One of the Rashi Varim. Okay, so he comes and he says, Pechasa. He comes and he says this: if Pechasa, Afal Pishlo Chisra, right? If right now he came and he crushed it, even though he didn't make it lacking, Bitla, right? Is going to be Vatel. Rak Befanea, if he spat in front of it, he shtim Befanea, or he urinated in front of it, Girira, or he went and he put it in teeth, he dragged it. Zarak by Tatsuah, he threw tzoah excrement on it. It's not going to be batel. Mechara or mishkana, if he gave it if he sold it or he gave it as a collateral, Rabbi says it's batel, and Chachamim omrim lo bitel. It's not going to be batel. Says the Gemara, Kilo Chisra b'may bitla. If right now he wasn't mechaser at Avodah Zarah, how was he mevatel Avodah Zarah? Amari bizera says bizera pechasa befanea, which means that he went and he crushed it and he was mekalkel the tzura in front of it. But if he spat in front of it or he urinated in front of it, how do we know these words? Amar Chizkiya, the pasuk says vayach yirav. Right, Amar the pasuk says vayach yirav yitkatzav yikilel b'malko velohav ufana lemala el Hashem. Uchtiv batren, it says ve'eret yabit v'net tzara v'chashecha. Right, the af agav the kilel malko velokav ufanav lemala. That means even though it comes out that he was coming and mikalel his king and his god ufanav lemala, it's still not considered. It's only lefisha. Right? So he says, Vel eretzibit, and then afterwards it says, El eretzibit, which means he's going to go back to do the Avodah Zarah. So since he's going to go back to do his Avodah Zarah, it's not going to be batel. Mechara, if he sells it. Or mishkena. Right? What does it mean, mishkena? He comes and he says, mishkena means that he put it as a mashkon, as a collateral. So Rabbi says that he's batel. Right? Ze'ire Amar Rabbi Yochanan says Ze'ire in the name of Yochanan. One of them says it's a machloke between Rabbi and Chachamim, right? And we're talking about Litzoref Oved Kochavim. We're talking about that he gave it to a tzoref, right? This is the one that forms it, okay? Aval Litzoref Yisrael, but if he gave it to one of them, a craftsman that's Israel, Divrei Hakol, according to everybody, is Bitel. And one of them says, no, Litzoref Yisrael is also a machloket. So we're going to ask the following question: Litzoref Yisrael machloket. Do you tell me that it's going to be a machloket by Israel, but by a goy, it's according to everybody that is not going to be vatel? Or Dilmar, maybe ben ze machloket, whether one or the other, it's going to be a machloket. So Tashema, we're going to try to bring a proof. Damar Rabbi says, Nirin devarai, it appears my words, if he sold it to destroy it. But it appears the words of my friends, that he sold it to actually somebody who's going to use it, he's going to serve it. What does it mean lechabla? If you're going to tell me lechabla mamash to destroy it, ulovda mamash. So why is it going to be mevatel if he sold it to be served by somebody else? Who's the one that's going to say lo bitel? Rather lechabla lemi shatid lechabla. If he's going to be lechabla, means that somebody that's going to come to destroy it, and who is that? So if Israel leovda lemi shatid leovda, who's that? So lechov it comes out whether it's going to be the tzoref yisrael tzoref of the chovim, it's going to be a machloket. So says the Gemara, no. Hachi kamar, this is what it means to say. Amar Rabbi says, Nirin divarai lechaverai, my words appeared to my friends keshemechara lechabela, when he sold it to be destroyed. And who's that? Tzoref yisrael. But even chaverai lo nechleku alai. Even my friends did not argue on me like keshemechara ovda. Aval lechabela, but if he sold it to actually get destroyed, moduli, they agreed to me. So meitvei, so we're going to ask a question. If you're going to take shivre kesef from Oved Kochavim, you found out Avodah Zarah. If you didn't give the money and you already did the meshicha yachzir, give it back. But if you already gave the money and then you did the meshicha, you have to throw it into the sea. If you're going to tell me now, who is it? Rabbanani. But if you're going to tell me Oved Kochavim is a machloket, but by Tzoref Yisrael is divrei kol bitel. So who is it then? Hamani. So he says Shanehatam. It's different over there. That the Baalim, when they're coming and they're selling it on the grutaot. They're not doing. Meaning when you're coming, you're buying a shivre kesef. Right? You didn't buy it for Avodah Zarah. You bought it for a shivre kesef. So it's two different halachot. So Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in the Braita, lava alea o shenafla alea mapolet. What happens if you borrowed money on the Avodah Zarah? Or naflu alea mapolet. All of a sudden a mapolet fell on top of it. Or ganvu alistin, or they stole it. Or shinichu ba'aleim ve'lechol medin yam. They left it and they went to Medinat Hayam. Right? Nugim lamubet, 53b. Ima tidin lachzor. Right? Kimilchemet Yoshua. If they're going to come back and they're going to return, so he says, just like the Milchemet of Yoshua, it's not going to be batel. Utzlicha, and we need both cases. Why? He says like this, or each one of the four cases. Di'itana lavalea, if it only taught us about the borrowing, midelo zavna, why didn't he sell it? So obviously he wasn't mevatel, lo batla. Avanafla alea mapolet, but if a mapolet fell on top of it, meaning like a whole, bunch of things fell on top of it, umidelo kamafali, and he didn't actually mefaneh the makom, he didn't actually unearth it, so I would say he's going to be mevatel it. So tzlicha, you need it. Now, if it only taught us the case of mapolit, which means that it fell on top of it, he held, he says, he says it's over there. Whenever I need it, I'm going to take it. But if the listim came, the bandits came and they stole it, why didn't he look for it? For sure he was mevatel it. That's why you need that. Now, if you only taught you the case of gil listim, he held, if it was a goy that stole it, he's going to serve it. If it was a Jew, the fact that it's so expensive, he's going to sell it to another goy in order to serve it. But if right now the Baalim went and they left it and they went to Medinat Hayam, the fact that they didn't take it with them, for sure they annulled it. So that's what you need. That means in every single case there was a chidush. Why did I need it? Okay, the two dots says if the guy is going to come back, like Milchemet Yoshua and Betela. Milchemet Yoshua Medarado. It says what? They all came back? What's going on here? So he says, Hachi Kama. This is what it means to say. If they're going to come back, just like, right, then it becomes like Milchemet Yoshua. Velecha Betela. And there's no Betelim. So what? Ma kesher then Milchemet Yoshua. It says, Agav Orcha Kamashwana, come teach you. Ki Hadam Rav Marav. He says, Zakaf Levena Lishtachavola. One of the Yisrael comes and he puts a Levena, a brick, in order to serve it. He didn't do it. Lo speak lishtachavot la. Comes over kochavim, lishtachavah. He comes and he bows down to it. So it's going to make it asur. Menala, and how do I know that he's going to make it asur? Amar Rabbi Lazar says Rabbi Lazar, ketchila shel Eretz Yisrael, like the beginning of Eretz Yisrael. Damar Nachmana, the Torah says, v'ashrehem tisifum be'esh. All their asherah trees, you have to burn it in fire. Michti, Yerusha yilayim. He says this is a Yerusha from their fathers. V'enadam said the Varshen Shelo. I can't prohibit something that's not mine. So if it is a Babi Yerusha, how do they prohibit it? If you're going to tell me from the beginning, just do bitul. Ella, but rather, from the fact that the Bnei Yisrael did, they served the egel as a hav. They were happy with Avodah Zarah. So when the Ovdei Chochavim came and he did it, he's doing a shlichut. Hachanami Sotuya, the same thing. When the Yisrael came and he put the brick down, he was megaleh dato that he wanted Avodah Zarah. So when the goy comes and he does it, he's actually doing the service of the Jew. He's doing it shlichut. So ask the Gemara, it's not true. Dilma be'egel udunichalet. Maybe it's only the egel azav, not anything else. So Amarkra, the pasuk says, "Ele Elohecha Yisrael milamed she'izu le'lo any god." So ema kol davar hadi egel nitzaru. So I would say anything which is with the egel azav is going to be asur. Mikam ve'elach should be mutar. So man muchach, says the Gemara, who knows, right, what they were going to be serving. So therefore, because those asherot that was served, we don't know what is it's not, nothing's dikar. We don't know which ones were served, not served. Everything's asur. Everything's going to be asur in such a case. Okay? Fine. Mishnah. Nungim lamubet Mishnah. Avodah kochavim shenichu ovdea. Avodah kochavim that they left them. Right? They left Avodah Zarah. If it was during, that means what? They're not going to come back. So if it's bishat shalom, if it's a time of peace, muteret. Why? It's annulled. That's it. Bishat milchama, if it's a time of war, it's going to be a surah. Why? הם רק עזבו אותה בגלל זה היה זמן מלחמה, אז היו צריכים לברוח, אבל לא בגלל שבאמת, not because they wanted to. They had to leave it, they had to run away. במסיעות של מלכים, and we're talking about now במות, which was for the כבוד of מלכים, is going to be מותר. Why? המדין אותה בשעת שהמלכים עוברים. They only put it just when the מלכים come and they pass by, but not any other reason. So, Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah bar Abba Amar Rav. Bet Nimrod, the house of Nimrod. Right? This is a Migdal Bavel, basically. Okay? So he comes and he says like this. Bet Nimrod, It was during the time of Shalom that they left it. Umutar, and therefore it's going to be mutar. Now, even though you're going to tell me that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu spread them out, maybe it's considered shat milchama. So they should have gone back. The fact that they didn't go back, they were mevatel. Right? So therefore, that's why there's a bitul. A bitul avodah zarah, everything is mutar if they annulled it. V'miyusaot shem melachim is mutar. Why do they put it only when the melachim go by? It's going to be mutarim. Samar Rabbi Yochanan achi kamar mipnei shema'amidin ota b'shah shemelachim ovrin u'me'alechim manichim b'derech zo v'olchim b'derech acheret. Which means it's kilu some mamash avodah zarah. It's they put it when the kings are going by v'zeu, but it's not the mamash avodah zarah. So Kiyata Ula, when Ula came from Eretz Yisrael to Bavel, he said, Yativa bimasa pegima. He sat down on one of these bamot. Amalei Rav Yehuda said to Ula, V'aravu Shmuel Torah bimus shenifga masur it's asur bana. V'afilu even according to the Manda Amma, en ovdin l'shvarim, they're not going to serve to the shvarim. Ha'minemile avodah kochavim dezile b'mintal mifach shvarim. That's only avodah zarah. That they're not going to do avodah zarah to something which is broken. But here, this bimus, lo echpale. Who cares about it? That it's got like a pgam. Samale comes and he says, Man Yaivlan Me'afrad Rav Shmuel Malina Nain. Who's going to give us from the afar of Rav and Shmuel from the Kevin to put it in our eyes? And still, Rabbi Yochanan v'Rashakizam and Tavai bimot shenifgam mutar. Va'afilu l'man da'amar ovdim l'shvarim and amila of dekochavim the Kevin the palcha zila v'minta. It's a zol to be mevatel et ze. Aval hane badiz b'miosaot shakli lahai umatu b'me. They're just going to come and they're going to bring new ones. So the fact they're going to bring new ones, hakol mutar. V'tanya kavatid Shakish, we also brought it in accordance with Shakish. Bimus shenifgam mutar, right? Mizbeach shenifgam is going to be asur at shinyatetz rubo. Hechida mimus. What's the difference between a bimus and a mizbeach? Some Rav Yaakov Barid and Rav Yochanan. Bimus is even echad. Mizbeach is avanim arbe. So the minute im ze echad bimus ze even gdola achat. If it's mizbeach, it's arbe avanim. So that's going to be the difference, obviously,